Good morning, dear boys and girls. Let's have our English lesson. The theme of our lesson is Youth in Mind. Open your books, please. Page 204, Exercise 1. Brainstorm the activities that give you the opportunities to develop your independent thinking and independence of character. Назвіть види діяльності, які дають вам можливості розвивати незалежне мислення або незалежний характер. I think it's participating in competitions or contests, or volunteering, maybe. Number 2, to develop responsibility for your own actions. Розвивати відповідальність за ваші власні дії. It's volunteering, babysitting, helping old people, or maybe choosing a profession. The next, to understand the value of help, advice and encouragement. Розуміти цінність допомоги, поради і заохочення. I think it's organizing charity projects or volunteering. Now look exercise 2. But before reading and listening to these texts, let's learn new words. Look, on page 207, we have a word bank. Let's translate these words. An addict, наркоман. A citizen, громадянин. Drug, наркотики. Government, уряд. Hardship, труднощі. Participant, учасник. Pregnancy, вагітність. Benefit, допомагати, отримувати користь. To handle, керувати, упоратися з чимось. Exhausting, виснажений. Non-existent, неіснуючий. Worldwide, всесвітній, по світу. To get dumped, насмічувати. To get training on, тренуватися. To raise money for, збирати гроші для чогось. Okay, now look exercise 4b. Match the words with their definitions. To benefit. Отримувати якусь користь. It's D. To bring advantages to someone or improve lives in some way. Non-existing, неіснуючий. It's A. Is not present one. Isn't being used nowadays. To handle, керувати, упоратися з чимось. It's E. To deal with something by doing what is necessary. To dump, насмічувати. It's C. To put something such as a bag, books, in a careless, untidy way. Exhausting, виснажений. It's B. Making you feel extremely tired. Okay, now look exercise 2 on page 204. Listen to the text. Read what young people say about citizenship projects they have been involved and refer each questions from 1 to 8 to the appropriate person. Which projects have very little equipment for the job, benefited the local economy, was part of normal school lessons, deals with a problem largely caused by local people, requires being taught skills, involved cooperation with business, can involve helping injured people, is seasonal. Now listen to the text.
Unit 7. Focus on youth. Reading. Page 199. Task 2. Wendy. Our school is in a small town on the coast, and tourism is very important for our community. One of the problems we've been having, though, is all the litter that gets left on the beaches. It's not all left by tourists. Unfortunately, most gets dumped by people who live in the area, and some is washed up by the sea. Anyway, we decided to do something about it. So once a week during the summer, we organized ourselves into work parties and cleaned the beaches. Apart from helping the image of the town, it gave us the chance to get plenty of fresh air. Tony. In citizenship classes, we visit elderly people in the community who have difficulty in doing things for themselves and help them. This means doing things like going to the shops and helping out in the house and garden. Sometimes all we do is just have a chat with them. Sometimes we can find out something about life from them because they've lived through a lot and have plenty of experience. I think it's important for different generations to look out for each other. Alex. It's very beautiful here in the mountains and we get a lot of visitors. But beneath all the beauty, it's quite a wild and dangerous place. I should know because I am a volunteer with the local mountain rescue service. Naturally, we receive instruction in first aid and how to use maps and compasses. I've even been in a helicopter. Last summer, I helped find a walker who had fallen and broken his leg. If we hadn't got to him, he would have died. Francis. I had quite a few personal problems, and it was a great help when I was able to phone up and talk to someone about them. That was when I decided that I would like to help out. Basically, I am a volunteer on a helpline for young people. Teenagers who have various problems can ring us and just talk about what's worrying them. If it's something very serious, we can recommend professional help. Of course, we get training on how to handle calls, and it's a great feeling to know that you are there for people if they need you. Nez. I saw this ad in the press calling for volunteers to go and work in the third world for a year. I decided to take a year out before university and I thought it would be a great opportunity. I ended up helping kids learn English in a village in Africa. It was a real eye-opener for me as the resources were virtually non-existent and the classes were much larger than I thought they would be. However, I learned a lot about myself being out there and benefited enormously from the experience. Gary. This boy in our town was very ill and needed an operation, but the waiting list was very long. So we decided to help raise money for him so he could have an operation privately, which would be a lot quicker. We decided to have a sponsored 6-a-side football tournament in the gym at school. We had several teams and we all played each other round the clock for 24 hours. Of course, we rested while the other teams were playing, but it was exhausting. Anyway, we got family, friends and local firms to sponsor us, and we made enough money for Richard to have the operation he needed.
Now look exercise 3. Read again and refer each person to the appropriate question. Which person learned about the project in a newspaper? It's Nez. Had previously been helped by the project. Found the project different from what they had expected. Says the project was physically demanding. Went on the project after leaving school. Says you can learn from those you help. Says they have developed as a person. Do this exercise orally. Okay, and now your home task for the next lesson. Learn the words from the word bank from page 207 and write a composition on the topic volunteering in our life.